Black markets, and what country today has the biggest black market?
I guess North Korea has a big black market these days. I don't really know any others. Most of the countries I go to now don't have black markets, and I'm not sure what that means, Perry Ann. But you're exactly right. You know, a black market, you see there's a big premium in the currency. It tells you something's wrong. You don't know what's wrong, but you know something's wrong. It's like taking your temperature. You know you're sick if you have a high fever, but you don't know exactly what it is. But it's a good question. I don't really know of any black market premiums right now. I'll have to start trying to go some places that have the premium.
Well, I was thinking mostly of Cyprus and what they've been through the past several months.
I'm sure there's a huge black market premium in Cyprus. I just haven't been there in a while. Maybe we should have a program from Cyprus.
That's a great idea. Well, you also talk about agriculture, and you've spoken out a lot about how until it's profitable to grow food, that we're not going to see today's farmers be replaced is obviously a huge problem. So, when do you see food prices on a global scale start to increase, and what do you think that we should do now to start to mitigate shortages?
It's starting to happen now, Perry Ann. Go to the supermarket or go to a restaurant, and you will see that prices are starting to go up for food. We've got to do something now. I mean, that farmers around the world are dying and retiring. More people in America, for instance, Perry Ann, study public relations than study agriculture. We don't have any young people becoming, most young people are not becoming farmers. So these prices have to go up now, starting now, and they have to go up a good bit. But we're not going to attract any capital, labor, and management into agriculture, and then we won't have any food at any price. The world's got a serious crisis facing it in the next decade or so. This is not the next century. This is the next decade or so.
I want to talk to another industry, turning to gold. And now, you did correctly forecast the recent downturn in gold. 12 years up, it's a pretty good run. How long does a typical correction last in a secular trend? And how patient might gold bulls have to be?
Well, normal corrections in stocks, bonds, anything, commodities, last a few weeks or a few months. Unfortunately, gold has been up 12 years in a row, and that's an anomaly. That's not the way markets work. So I suspect this correction in gold will have to last longer just to make up for the great period of the great 12 years. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to really know, Perry Ann. You should probably watch Prime Interest to get a better answer. I would suspect it's going to go on for a few weeks, months, maybe even a year or two. But then it's going to set a firm bottom, and off we go again with the bull market.
Well, allegations of manipulation in the paper, gold, and silver markets are legendary in financial circles, and some of the conspiracy theorists have been completely vindicated in recent years. I know you're a long-term investor, but does this play into your decision-making in the gold markets?
No, I'm very skeptical. I've been hearing those stories in gold and silver for at least 30 years, Perry Ann. They're not accurate if you ask me. If people are worried about the price of gold, they should look at India. India is the largest consumer of gold in the world, and Indian politicians consistently and repeatedly this year have been bringing out measures to limit the purchases of gold, and they say they're going to do more. Now, when the largest purchaser of anything starts cutting back on demand, it has an effect. There's nothing conspiracy about it. It's what's going on in the world. People should watch Prime Interest or read the papers or watch what's happening in India. That's the largest customer, and Indian politics. They're wrong, by the way. They're wrong, but they're looking for a scapegoat. Politicians always look for a scapegoat. You will see more problems coming out of India, and therefore it will affect gold. Forget that. I mean, you don't have to forget the conspiracy theories, but I ignore them.
Well, Deutsche Bank is moving $9 billion worth of gold to Singapore. They already have a reputation for respect of private property and secrecy. Banks, for instance, don't have to report account holders' names to authority. Is Singapore becoming the new Switzerland?
Oh, Singapore has already attracted staggering amounts of money from Europe, partly because the Swiss have had such a monopoly. They've gotten corroded, they've gotten not very efficient, they've gotten expensive, they've gotten not very competent, the results are not great. So there are many, many, many reasons that money is leaving Switzerland. People have been looking for, and Europe, people have been looking for a competitor, and Singapore is turning out to be a great competitor.